Hi, everybody. This is Christina from Triathlon Mommy, Dastrom Coaching, and Dastrom Run Clubs. And I help moms just like you start a profitable children's fitness program in your community so that you can have three incomes. First, it's a business. So it's about making income, making money. Second, it's about getting fit, both in your physical body as well as in your mindset. And third, to impact the community with our empowerment curriculum. So today on Wednesdays, I come into our group and into the Triathlon Mommy Facebook page, and we have a little conversation about mindsets, about something that might be applicable to everybody, whether you decide to work with us or not. And so today we're going to talk about, well, let me think about it. And I'm going to give you a broad view of this, and then I'm going to bring it towards the Run Club and our conversations. But it's something that when it clicked for me, it was like, oh, like, I don't know, it was mind boggling. So I figured I'd come in here and share it with you. So let's say you go to a restaurant, right? Lowe's, and like you just sat down at a table and like you haven't even looked at the menu, and a waiter comes and is like, well, what would you like to eat? Then you would probably tell that waiter, is like, well, I don't know, let me check, let me think about it, right? Low stakes. So the waiter goes back, gets your water, you come back, you look at the menu, you thought about it, you picked something that you want to have for your meal, you ordered it, and what happens? Exactly what you ordered comes to your table. So if you ordered a salad, you're not going to get a burrito. If you ordered a burrito, you're not going to get a soup. You're going to order, and the restaurant is going to bring to you what you ordered. It's simple, right? And you have to, and it's low stakes. So you have to think about it, because at the end, you have to know what you want. If you don't know what you want at all, then you do have to think about what it is. But once you know what you want, then you ask for it and you get what you want. So why is it, when the stakes are a little bit higher, when we are out of our comfort zone, the think about it becomes a defense mechanism. It occurs because there is fear. So, let's say that it comes as fear, but it's disguised as you being responsible. So let's say that you go and buy a car, or you want to buy a car, and you drive in your friend's 4Runner, in your Toyota 4Runner, and you love it. And you're like, oh my gosh, this feels so wonderful. This is the car that I want for me. And so you go and buy the car, and you're like, but wait, I need to be responsible. So I need to do a little bit research about it, because it's a big decision and it's a big investment. And so you go to, every dealer in town, and you try on, and, you test drive every car in every lot in every dealer. And it's 3 months later, and you know what you do? You go right back and you get the 4Runner, because you knew that that's what you wanted. But there was that fear, because the stakes are a little bit higher, that what if you're wrong, right? So you have to think about it. You have to do your research so that you're absolutely sure that this is the right decision. But all you did was waste like 3 months of being able to drive your 4Runner, because you were being responsible, because you were thinking about it. Now, this happens because our brains are wired for survival, right? So our brains, like anytime that we're going to do something big, or anytime that we're going to do something that's out of our comfort zone, our brain is going to say, wait, are you sure about that? Like, is this going to hurt me in any way, shape, or form? Because my job is to protect you. And it is that space between the decision, the wanting and the decision of it, that leaves this wide open space for fear to come in and for kind of rob you from your joy and kind of stop you from reaching your dreams, right? Because Whenever you leave your comfort zone, whenever you need to make a decision that is different, that is bigger, that is bolder than what you're used to, you're going to have that. It's almost like I can guarantee you. So you have to understand that it's just your brain saying, wait, like, let me survive this. So let me just check a comment that says, I agree with the idea that we know what we want. It is a matter of accepting it and moving forward in that direction. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Once you know what you want, anything else, it just doesn't matter. Anything else is just your defense mechanisms, your survival instincts. It's all of that saying is like, but are you sure? But are you sure? Of course you're sure. That's why you want it. If you weren't sure, you wouldn't want it in the first place. So if I want a burrito at a restaurant, I'm not going to order the salad because I know I want the burrito. But when the stakes are higher, then that's where this space comes in. So I want to bring this conversation towards, when I talk to a mom that wants to start her children's fitness program in her community. So the conversation usually takes, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. And I tell you from the beginning, it's like, if you are not a good fit for our program, I am not going to give you an invitation to join us. And I guess people don't believe me, but it is true. And you can ask, and some of you may not have been invited in, or I might have said, I don't think it's the right fit. I don't think it's the right time. Why don't we talk later? Why don't you do this? Why don't you try that? I'm going to help you, but I'm not going to tell you, yeah, sure, come into our program if I don't think you're going to be successful. And the reason for that is because I have busted my tuchus in creating something that I believe in and in creating something that is so special to me and to the moms that are in it. And I think that if you ask any of our clients, they'll tell you that there is a sense of support and of community that is very rare to find, especially in a business. So I protect my tribe 1000%. And so if I were to let somebody in that wasn't a good fit, that or that is like terrified and I don't know if she's going to be successful, or I don't know if our program is going to work for her community, and I let her in, right? Let's say that's you, and I let you in, and then you're not successful. And then you are like you're fearful. And then you're kind of a damper to something that that we are building that is really empowering. So I'm not going to risk everything that we have built so far just to get a sale, just to get an enrollment of somebody that's not a good fit. So when I say that I won't invite you in, I mean it. Okay. So what I'm talking about is when a mom is like an awesome fit, like when I know that she could join us and be really successful in reaching the goals that she tells me that she wants. So we'll have a conversation and I'm going to ask you, what is it that you want? And if I think that I can do that for you, I'm going to invite you in. So if I'm inviting you into the program, I know you're going to be successful. Like, you know that you want this because you just spent 45 minutes telling me everything that was wrong in your life, and I know that I can fix it for you. And then you say, okay, it sounds great. I just need to think about it. Out of 10 moms that will say that, maybe one will come back. And I'm not a car salesman. Like, I'm not in it for you to buy something. But if you just told me that these are your problems, and if I know and I just told you that I can fix them, the think about it, the let me go think about it is just a defense mechanism. It's just fear. It's just your survival instinct saying, like, there has to be something wrong here. There has to be something fishy here. What am I missing? I have to think about it. And that thinking about it, like I said, out of 10 people that think about it, maybe one comes back. And that, like, I think that as an entrepreneur, or that as like a mission driven business, those are the moms that kind of stick to me because I failed them. Like that is how I see my success, is just like the people that I wasn't able to help because I allowed their fear, I allowed their think about it to intervene between where they are today and where they could be just 2 months ago. And the truth is that it's all because of fear. So it's like that forerunner, right? If you know that that's what you want, then don't go out. Like you don't have to go out and try every other car in every single parking lot just to come back to square zero. Um, and every time that you leave your comfort zone, this is going to happen. It's guaranteed. It's imminent. So what you have to do is catch yourself. So is to say, like, anytime you're saying like you want to make a decision, it's a big and a hairy decision, it's a big investment, it's a scary goal, and you're going to make that decision, and you say, but wait, let me think about it. Make the connection and understand that that is just fear. So here's a really quick and easy way of making decisions. And successful people, they make decisions like that. Like they know what they want and they just say, yes, okay, I want it. I don't want to screw around. Like just give me what I want. The longer I think about it, the longer I'm not going to be in the solution to my problem. The longer I think about the forerunner, the longer I'm driving my shitty Civic because I need to upgrade a car, right? So if you know that there's something that you want, it's really easy to make that decision. These are 3 questions you need to ask yourself. Do I want it? Do I really want it? So do I want that forerunner? Do I want to start a business? Do I want to have some independence? Do I want to have a purpose in my life? Whatever it is that you want, do you want it? Do you want to start this business? The second is it going to further me towards my goals? So if I wanted to change my car from the Civic to the Forerunner because like now I live in the mountains and we go snowboarding in the winter, and a two-wheel drive is not safe. And, so I want to take myself and my kids safely to the mountains. Does having the Forerunner, will it help me towards my goal? Yes, it will. If you want to have more income for your family, and if you want to, or you want to leave your job, or you are just a newly single mom or whatever, will this run club, will this opportunity help you? Yes. So if it's something that you want and it's going to further your goal, then you only have one last thing to ask yourself before you're able to really like solidly make that decision. And is having this going to interfere, or is it going to violate the rights of others? Right? Because you have to be ethical and you have to stay within integrity. So is by your starting a business, by you having that forerunner, is that going to violate the rights of anybody else? And 9 times out of 10, it's not. So once you know those things, that's it. There is no thinking about it. Anything about thinking about it is just dilly-dallying, is just being in fear, is just allowing yourself to not do something that you want to do because you're afraid. Now, here's the sad part about the moms that I talk to that say, I'm going to think about it and then never show up again. Some of them, have the guts to pick up the phone or to talk to me a few months down the road. And I have yet to meet a mom that I talk to and that says that doesn't join us because she has to think about it, that I talk to 6 months later or 3 months later, whose life has gotten any better. That's like such a power. Like that is what motivates me to fight for you on the think about it, because I know, like I've talked to people, like their lives haven't gotten better by not doing what they want to do in the first place. Like it doesn't, it's not like, well, I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to do that. There is no that. They don't do it because as soon as they get to the that is going to be another thing that's going to be out of their comfort zone. And that is going to be another thing that they have to think about it. And they don't do that either. And so we go through life without making those decisions because we're thinking about it, because there's something, it's like we go through life driving that Civic when what you really want is a Forerunner. Now, I don't know the first thing about cars, so I'm hoping that that's a good analogy, but I hope you get it, okay? Thinking about it is fear. Thinking about it is fear disguised as I need to be responsible. Thinking about it is just a way that your brain, your mechanism, your instinct keeps itself safe in your survival mode. It's not helpful ever at all. And this is the thing, like, let's say that you are at the restaurant and you order you order a burrito, and then the burrito comes and it's not quite what you expected, so what, right? So then the next time you go to that restaurant, you order something else, or you don't go to that restaurant again, or you do something different. Like, you're going to make mistakes. You're allowed to make mistakes. But it is so much better to take an action and make a mistake than stay small, stuck in a place where you are unhappy, because otherwise you wouldn't be thinking about a change, because you're too afraid to make the decision of trying something different. That makes sense? I hope it does, because this is something that really tugs at my heart. Because I've seen so many moms that could have been so successful not do it because they were too afraid, because they had to think about it. And if I knew that they thought about it and then did something else that was fantastic, awesome. But they don't. They stay exactly where they were. So if if we've talked before and you had wanted to think about it and you want to talk again, please book a call. Let's talk again. If you are, and this applies to anything in your life, like if you're about to make a decision, just do it. Just do it. Go with your gut. And I'm going to put a link down below, because if you want to start a children's fitness program, if you want that income, if you want that fitness, both in your body and in your mindset, and if you really want to make a difference in your community, then let's stop thinking about it and let's have that conversation. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys next week with another training. Take care. Bye.